Welcome to the T-Love Show, a conspiracy-based podcast that takes an in-depth look at the controversial sides of events throughout our time. And I'm your host, T-Love. Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the T-Love Show, episode 9, just kicking it with friends. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the T-Love Show. I got my boy Richie from Florida with me. He got his homeboys with me. Who you got all with you out there, Richie?
TJ and Meagan.
TJ and Meagan. That's what's up. I don't think I've ever met TJ before. Who's that? Usually got Chris and Wooby and fucking something.
Wooby is TJ.
Why did you get a different name? You trying to be professional? So, hey man, did you ever listen to my last show about the with the background music? What'd you think of that?
No, I didn't.
You're a fucking horrible friend, Richie.
I know. I tried to look it up a couple times, but I kept forgetting it was only on Spotify.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how to put that one on YouTube. But I don't understand how I could put 1 through 7 on there, and then all of a sudden I put background music on it, and it's not like it's a copyrighted one, and it won't upload. I don't fucking get it.
Yeah, it might be I don't know, something in the YouTube upload settings.
Yeah, maybe. I want to talk about Flat Earth again, too, because there's so much shit we talk, like, after that episode came out about Flat Earth, there is so much more information that fucking came out about Flat Earth. Like, it's almost like, now it's like 50-50, because I am not a Flat Earther, and then all of a sudden, like, you start looking at some of this bullshit that comes out, it's like, man, wait a minute, hold up.
That's what I told you, like, I don't believe in it. Like, I'm not a Flat Earther, but that one guy, the fucking main guy for Flat Earth, whatever his name is, that's what he said. He is like, I am not a Flat Earther. I do not believe it. He goes, I was out to prove it wrong, and the more I got into it, the more I believe it.
See, but then there was a dude on the other side who spent so much money on technology to try to prove it was flat, and then proved it was round. But I'm still stuck on the shadow theories. Like, you have two tall objects, and if the sun is on the same playing field as both of these, because it's flat Earth, then the shadow should still be.
How are they different lengths and similar or whatever? Yeah.
But then you look at other aspects of not outside of the shadow, like we're spinning 1,000 miles a minute. Like who fucking measured that? How did they figure out how fast we're spinning? The speed of the rate that we're spinning, like how they calculate that?
That's why I was like, the mass of this planet weighs fucking so many tons. It's how?
Yeah.
Go there, fucking throw that planet on your dick.
Yeah, especially because in outer space, we don't know like shit about space really. You know what I mean? What element acts differently or whatever.
Oh, we know the gravitational formula for the sun at this distance, but so we just calculated it down to that distance. Are you sure, though? Are you talking about are you bringing in the factor of the mass of the interior of the fucking planet in the factor? No. How do you even know what the mass of the interior of that planet is?
Right? Especially when they're gas planets.
He's Bob Nodell.
Bob Nodell sounds familiar.
Hey, man. Yeah, you want to hear something crazy? So a guy hit me up off Facebook, a guy I used to be in Iraq with, right? He served in the Army, but he was out there as a contractor at KBR, and we served out there together in 2005. And so he hit me up about like the UFOs. So he's like, "Why are you doing UFO? Like, he don't believe in UFOs." And I'm like, "Really?" I was like, "Man, like there's no way that we're the only species in our, okay, maybe in our solar system, but when I say our solar system, our sun and 9 planets, but in the Milky Way itself, there's so many different galaxies. Like, there's no fucking way we're the only intelligent species.
I don't believe we are.
There's no way we can be.
Because, like, I don't remember if I seen it, you sent it to me, but whatever the video I was watching, whoever it was, he had a good point, because he is, oh, shit. See, that's why I can't smoke weed and do a podcast.
Apparently, that's the best way to go, unless you work for the government.
Oh, that's what he was saying. It's like he goes, take every form of like religion that's out there, be it Buddhist, Christianity, Catholic, whatever. He goes, every form talks about somebody putting us here as a species. So
Deities from the sky.
yeah, but like we're hybrids or whatever. The human is a hybrid.
We could be the
Every religion talks about something more powerful putting us here, no matter what religion it is, be it aliens or
Anunnaki,
whatever.
fallen angels.
But every form of civilization, religion, whatever, it all goes back to a form of sky people.
Whenever it covers a flood.
Yeah, just like he said, everybody has a flood in their religion that flooded the world.
Right. And then you look at the flood, and you talk about how I word this. They were talking about like sea levels rising, and there's a guy, I think it's Warren Buffett. He's out there talking like he doesn't believe that in climate change. He said he wished he would have made up that hoax that Al Gore did. Al Gore got rich off that. He's like, if the sea level was rose 10%, Florida's gone, California coast is gone, all of the United Kingdom's gone. He's like, but they're still sending out 30-year mortgages. So if you're sending out 30-year mortgages, you think them banks are not going to investigate that stuff? Like, it's not rising. But then you look at the catastrophic events of a flood where our core of our earth is slowing down, and then we topple over. And then what happens to all that water? If we are a round earth, if it topples over and now the poles switch, so where east was and north was, now you switch. Now Antarctica is, where Africa is. Africa could be where Antarctica is. Those water is still spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, however they fucking determine that, washes over land. Now you have great floods and great catastrophic events killing people.
Watching something about that. I'm saying like every fucking like 50,000 years when the poles do shit. That's exactly what does fucking happen. All right. Like it triggers the goddamn volcanoes. It shoves tsunamis across the coast of every fucking goddamn continent. All your tectonic plates move drastically. Like Antarctica used to be fucking where the like goddamn 15 degrees off from where it is now or some shit like that.
You're talking about tectonic plates. Look at Africa. Africa is splitting into two continents. And they're going to talk about a new ocean forming in between that. And they say that there was already a mass continent that was already underwater, and it connected northern eastern Africa to like India. And there was a big landmass there, and now it's underwater.
Talking about water, we was watching some shit last night. Talking about like meteors and that ended the dinosaurs and all that. Something at least I never thought about was when they talked about when it hit in the ocean, like it caused all those tsunamis and everything.
Okay.
But it also dug down into the earth and pulled like shit tons of water down into that. So that's how you say it, receding? Yeah. Instead of flooding.
But so wait and see how that went. Yeah, there's miles in the shore.
Yeah, but like I never thought of that when you got fucking meteors the size of states that are putting massive holes into the ground. That water's gonna flow back down into those,
exposing other parts of Earth, like landmass, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
And hiding more.
Hiding some, exposing others.
I'm sorry, man. I'm like, my brain's going back.
No, I know what you're talking about.
It's the PR guy, fucking Brendan.
Yeah. See, even Wooby knows what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. Like flashback. And even talking to your buddy. Dude, I had like two friends. They were KVR guys. They weren't Marines when we were over there, man. But they died. Like one died in a motorcycle accident, and one died on an operating table. He was like getting knee surgery. And I just found out he died. I was like, yeah, man. Those are some good people. I was there when I was 19, man. I wish I was a little bit more mature mentally, but
But no, they don't want you that. Well,
Yeah, think about like some of the shit you're into now, realistically, like, how did it say, antiquities, like, yeah, like you're into all that historical shit. Imagine all the stuff that is truly there where you was that you just overlooked that could tie into your podcast now. You know what I mean? Like some of the temples or synagogues or whatever they have there.
Yeah, I see. I asked him about the Anunnaki. I asked him about the Anunnaki artifacts that were supposedly, we were there looking for quote unquote weapons of mass destruction, but they were saying some people are coming out saying they were looking for Anunnaki artifacts, lost technology.
I heard that shit too before.
And Iraq is what, the second oldest like land. I think it's the second oldest land.
sorry.
I know they found that. They found the Ark of the, not the Ark of the Covenant, not bad. They found Noah's Ark. It's on now Ararat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Yeah.
That right there just gives the proof of the Bible.
So,
How do they know it's Nephilim?
because of the size, and it's exactly the size mentioned in the Bible. So they say.
Yeah, until I
See, that's like I told you, like that, the Great Pyramid and it's the Pharaoh's chamber and all that. They say that like the sarcophagus that is in there is way too small to be the size of a sarcophagus for a human, and it's more along the lines of the size of the Ark of the Covenant. That is like the dimensions given in the Bible are the same size as the sarcophagus in the Great Pyramid.
Are you talking about Giza?
yeah, they was on.
You also remember with the Egyptians, they worship their animals, like cats were.
Oh, that's what they say to
gods
the
of-
Pharaoh.
Oh, okay. Okay. Could be a cat or
Well, I can sell that the other thing. No, it's just saying that the actual pyramid weren't made for the pharaoh. They were fucking just to have fucking like all the like touch, not really, and using a tomb somewhere else away from the fucking pyramids.
I watch shit saying it ain't nothing but fucking massive electricity conductors and
What it was, and they're the fucking supposed to pull energy out of the fucking air and transmit it anywhere you need it for fucking generators.
it isn't how you do a podcast.
I write that down.
Those creative juices flowing we were talking about.
There was a guy that said he found the Ark of the Covenant, and it was like a basket.
And it was what?
It was like a basket. They found it in Africa, like a tribal place in Africa, and it's still sitting there. But I don't believe that.
Ethiopia.
Is that what it is? Okay.
They say the Ark is still in Ethiopia to this day.
Yeah, it's some kind of like basket thing because it got hit by lightning and shit. And I was like, I don't know. Like I saw that story and I'm like, man, but like people are touching it, and you weren't allowed to touch it according to the Bible. You touch that thing, like I remember it fell off a pole in the story, and someone just tried to help and hold it up and it killed it.
Covered in gold, fucking.
Yeah, you weren't supposed to touch it at all.
So I don't know how that.
It's in wicker basket. I don't know about that.
Right. That does make
Has traveled around the country with the fucking crusades and shit.
That was something I've heard for for fucking ever, that it was always in Ethiopia.
But hey, we'll never know, man. It could be a lost thing that never even existed.
And it's already sitting in a fucking warehouse in 51. Look like
Does that make you? It makes me wonder though. Like you're talking about a wicker basket, and I think of the fucking Anunnaki that are always holding those little
The basket.
wicker bags or whatever. And they were so much bigger than humans, it would be like the size of a basket, a bag to them.
Right. Well, they say it's buried in that money pit in Nova Scotia. Nova
Scotia.
Yeah, Nova Scotia.
I believe it's in Ethiopia. If there is something of, I do believe it would be out there.
you would think that could be a little less than.
Oh, but asshole. I'd like to know what's in that money pit, though. They say Blackbeard's treasures down there. The Ark of the Covenant's down there. They say all kinds of shit stuff. It is. Hey, it is definitely booby trap like a mug.
That's proven. Yeah. Yeah. That's proven. Let's go. I'm with it. I'm worth it. I'm fucking ready to go.
Oh my god, episode of the Goonies. It's part 2 of the podcast, the Goonies.
Yes. Part 3, we'll go camping fucking the Dead Forest.
Where's that? What's the Dead Forest?
Suicide Forest.
Damn.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's pretty dope.
Oh, bro, you gotta look that shit up. It's a major forest in Japan where it's like in their tradition, they will go out there and like place all their items neatly along a tree or whatever in a pile, and then they hang themselves.
Huh. I've never
Or
heard that.
killed herself or whatever, but it's like they say anybody can go there, but if you go, you are almost guaranteed to see a dead body from someone that has committed suicide out there.
I know this also from a woman that is from Japan and goes back frequently. Remember she that I worked with about me the goodies? Like, yeah.
That's like one of the Paul brothers. They got in a lot of heat over that because they found a dead body when they was there, and they were like making fun of it and joking about it and stuff.
Very disrespectful.
Yeah.
You don't do that in Japan.
Yeah.
Do you see that that cave system? It's not in Japan, but it's over there by Japan.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I mean, you're like a luncher, man. You like cave diving. I bet you'd love to fucking go in that cave.
Oh yeah, bro. It's got its own ecosystem in it. Like, that's crazy. You got trees that grow inside of a cave.
Yeah, it's got water systems, river systems. It's got a whole like you said, a whole ecosystem, and it's 6 miles long or something.
Like, that shit reminds me of that movie, Journey to the Center of the Earth. Like, it's a whole nother fucking world inside of our world.
Like, when it's come down, it's fucking giant dead holes. It's like the sinkholes in South America and shit. Up in the springs.
Cenotes.
Yes. Whatever they're called. I don't know. That is our person's.
Those are sweet too, because they got like the rivers that flow in them, and that's crazy. How it's like you're in water and you go through that water and you got another layer of water.
Yeah. Isn't that in the ocean? Where was that at?
There's several all over. It's where certain bodies of water mix with others, like whatever density or salt content or whatever they are, but they stay separated. But
Atlanta.
yeah, shit like that.
Megalodon.
Man, I don't know. Man, they see Megalodons. I'm out of the. You know what? I don't rule it out, but at the same time, it's like Bigfoot. Have you seen one? Do they have video of them?
With a shark tooth cap on it, or there's 2 of them that have the same name almost.
Or beer.
I'm not saying I never did it, but dude, I mean, the ocean is so fucking vast. Like, we haven't even begun
They
to
say
experience.
it's only like 10% explored or some shit.
Yeah. And you know, NASA started out as a exploratory of the ocean. Someone made a joke about that. Like, whatever they found in their little time in the ocean, they decided to switch tracks and get the hell off the earth. So whatever's down there scared the hell out of them all. But dang.
They found megalodon-sized shark teeth at Venice.
So they could go out to the springs and freaking wherever the fuck and pull them out of the rivers.
Yeah, but
Megalodon keep pop up everywhere. Just finding one.
right.
Wow, big they're in Detroit. I mean, there's a spring surrounded by Megalodon teeth. Yeah, like, yeah. I mean, they're in the springs. I just already had one pulled up.
Yeah.
He said they're finding them in springs and they're that big.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There's it's pretty strong and I do bet I had a whale jaw on it.
Yeah, they'll be up rivers and shit too.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the notes of think of that? It's shellfish on the side of a mountain in fucking Arizona.
Yeah. Yeah.
That goes back to that mass flood stuff. Like, did our Earth rotate differently, or did it just flood, or something? Like, that goes back to, like, how the hell would that have happened?
Well, we know Florida was all underwater at one point. That's a given.
What's up with y'all sinkholes down there?
It's because Florida is an entire aquifer system. So basically, the entire state of Florida is Swiss cheese. And the dirt just gives out, then one of those holes
Opens up.
That's why rainy season's scary. That's when they open.
That was it. Even dry, just run your well drill. Fucking.
That's a crapshoot for y'all, man. You go to sleep. You don't know if you're waking up under your 16 shirt or what.
There's signs. There's signs to look out for.
sometimes.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
Checkers, next to your old work.
Or PDQ, yeah. Sinkhole opened up like 3 times in a row after they kept filling it with concrete.
cleaned a lady's house that had to have like 18 trucks of concrete poured underneath of it.
Paddock Mall is built on sinkholes.
She was right on the lake. Go figure.
Everything's so swampy.
Makes you wonder about Disney. Like, they probably did a lot of probing before they built. You got Disney's World here, right?
Watch this documentary. It's called Draining the Swamp.
It's stuff about Trump.
You're not to say, isn't that a Trump documentary?
Yeah. But no, it's this whole shit about, like, the Everglades used to go up all the way into Disney and everything. And it's about how they've cleared Florida down to what little part of the Everglades are left. That's why he said when we was underwater, we was definitely underwater. Half our state was a swamp.
I don't know.
I think that's like
Hell, even New York. Look at New York. New York was a swamp.
Yeah.
Fucking when they were redigging the fucking underneath the foundation of the Trade Center, weren't they finding like ship fucking goddamn pieces from like 1700? Fucking this goddamn trash yard.
Yeah, we talking about that World Trade Center. That's a whole freaking conspiracy in itself, man. From them taking out insurance right before it hits, the way that those beams were cut, like there's all kinds of videos, fucking building 7 being still standing and people saying it fell and then all of a sudden it falls with nobody hitting it. Like, dude, there's so much information to put on 9/11. Like, it's sad.
Still say that was inside. I don't give a fuck.
I wouldn't even call it, I mean, it could be inside, but like more provoking. Like, man, it just,
No, that's all it was.
they were counting that $1 trillion that they couldn't find, and all of a sudden they hit the Pentagon where that, like, there's all kinds of shit they were covering up. And they made out that, well, I don't remember what flight it is, the one that took down in Pennsylvania. They made them out to be heroes. They shot that plane down, bro. I really think they shot that plane down, and they just tried to make it out to those guys being heroes
Of it. And I think there's nobody on those planes, honestly.
They could be. I mean, when you go back and look at the footage, do they have windows? Are those real passenger set planes? I don't remember seeing windows on those planes. I was in 11th grade when that happened.
No.
11th
Yeah.
grade, man. 2001.
11.
It's unreal. As a fatter brother.
And then real cop.
Who's a fatter brother?
You can imagine how young that is? Think about that. 11th grade, man. You're like 16, 17 years old.
Yeah, I mean it. I was like 17, 18. I was sleeping on the couch at my sister's house.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the psychopathic guy that was impregnating women with his own fucking sperm instead of doing what he was supposed to do. He's an old fucking geezer.
Interesting.
You never heard about that?
Please enlighten us, man.
Oh my god.
It's a Netflix
That shit was wild.
documentary.
So there was a guy, he was like a fertility specialist, and he was old at the time already. Like, and it's old compared to his clients, like 50s. And they came to him looking for fertility help, expecting to have their husband jizz put up in them and have a baby. It was the fucking doctor. And all these siblings started figuring out when that 23, or what is that fucking thing?
Whatever.
Like, 21,
23andMe.
23andMe. Yeah, it's 23andMe.
The ancestry stuff.
Yeah, it's just like that. And they started pinging, and it kept going and going and going. And there's like fucking.
It's like over 100.
It stopped. The documentary stopped at like fucking 60, I think. And this dude is like old as shit, and he confronted him about it. And there was like a whole fucking lawsuit. And he's just like, well, I gave them a baby and it died. Like, no
All these
remorse.
people are talking about how hard it is to date in your own town because they don't know if they're dating a sibling or not. And some of the people are married to
Yeah.
each other that are that doctor's kid.
So the siblings.
Yeah, but there's still siblings that are married and have families and
Our father.
are father.
Yeah, they have fucked up kids because they ain't a single father. They all have, you know.
This shit. T-Love.
Yeah.
This guy, his name is Dr. Don Klein. He has 4 children with his wife, in addition to 94 other children that are known, conceived, without consent of other women from his clinic.
Well, he said he was a specialist. He said, "Bitch, I know how to get you pregnant. I got that super juice."
Yeah, right?
For real. You did a job. And well, I wonder if they're going to get child support on it. Yeah, they know.
You know, I'm sure there's a lawsuit, but I don't know about. Hey, I heard about girls doing that with, like, they would go to a random sperm bank to get pregnant, and then they would try to find the father and hold them accountable. It's like, how? There's no way you can do that. I didn't think you could.
I was watching something. It was like a reel, but it came across one of those court shows, like doing the I, not the father. And the dude was like, it was a court thing. Like it's Judge Judy, but some believe it's black or something. I don't know what it's called. But it was like, yeah, I spent 5 years in prison because I didn't pay child support for this kid, and fucking, because I didn't think it was mine. And the fucking came out for the kid wasn't it, but he spent 5 years in prison for not paying child support for a kid that wasn't his.
Here's the thing, though. Did he sign the birth certificate? Because if he did, it is nice.
Yeah, and if he did, he doesn't even matter.
You know, if you sign that, you are the father. Legally. Not biologically, but legally. And I don't think it's right, but it is how they get you.
I mean,
Unless you have a
turn it over to the wife, and they're like, well, do you know who the father went to? And she's like,
dang.
yeah.
Dude, I saw a funny cartoon.
In jail for 5 years.
Well, there's a cartoon judge, and he's like asking the lady, and the lady's asking the mom, "Hey, why do you think you should have custody?" And she goes, "Well, I carried him for 9 months and gave birth to him, so he's my son. I should have custody." She looks over at the dude and the dad, and she goes, "Hey, man, why do you think you should have custody?" He said, "Well, when I put money into a Pepsi machine and get a Pepsi out, is it the machine's Pepsi or is it my Pepsi?" I was like, hello, man. I know you've seen them TikToks, Reels, Facebook, whatever, talking about our month systems all fucked up. Like we should have 28 days in a month. We should have 13 months in a year, and April should be the first month. April, May, June, July, August, and then there's another one after August. August is the 5th month, and then there's one called like sextonial or something. It means 6, and then September is 7.
I know what you're talking about. I've heard some shit about that before, yeah.
But yeah, 13 months. April's the first month. March is the last month.
Now they're saying they took certain months out of the calendar and added days to other months.
So I wouldn't exist. I was having different birthday.
It's just, they say they did that to try to, because King James, before the King James Bible was there, they did this because he was infatuated with the pagan holidays. So to incorporate the pagan holidays into the Christian holidays, they did some structuring like this. And then also he created his own religion because he was Catholic. And in Catholic, you can't have divorces. Instead of killing his wife, he wanted to divorce her, created a whole new fucking religion so that he could just divorce his wife and do what he wants. Like, dude, there's all kinds of crazy shit out there in the world today.
Well, and at least he didn't kill her. I mean, look at what is the King Wooby or some shit? Just out on her head. No, I'm done with this bitch.
Not even that. Look at God's little right hand man, King Solomon, who would send he had like hundreds of concubines, which are whores. He would send their husbands out to battle and die, so that he could, have their kids and shit and be with them. And that's God's right hand dude right there. King Solomon's is one dude God loves. If you read the Bible, King Solomon is God's dude.
He's a shitty bitch.
He was definitely shady. If you read, what book was it in the Bible?
A lot of shit from the Bible to the fucking Masonic Lodge. The Masonics fucking worship him too. The fucking Masons, Freemasons, yeah. A lot of their fucking rituals and shit have to do with King Solomon.
He wasn't always he wasn't the best guy. He's got a book in the Bible though, man. I can't remember what it's called. Ecclesiastics, I think, is the book he wrote. One of the books he wrote. I read that one. That was pretty difficult to understand, but I had to YouTube some of the meanings of what the fuck he was talking about. But bottom line, he just said, "Look, I've had hundreds of women. I've got all the money." He said, "There's nothing in the world that's gonna make you happier unless you chase God." That's basically what the purpose of that book in the Bible was. That's why I want to do season 2 about, man, is shit ton of religions, just to understand them.
Down for that, because, bro, I get into it. I may not understand them all or fucking know any of them fully, but
Who does?
they're more interesting than anything to me.
I think nothing of
No, I don't think anybody fully understands their, like, even priests and Catholic and all, like, I don't think they fully understand. They try to preach the word they got.
But see, that's my thing with it, because that's their interpretation of said word.
Yep.
Because shut up. It's because, like, even what you was just talking about, like King Solomon and all his mistresses, however he conducted himself back then. To me, those are different morals and ethics and every principles than what we're accustomed to today. You know what I mean? What we do today may seem weird and abnormal to them back then. So the way they lived their life, that was completely normal. That was the same way we live ours. But as we grow through societies and stuff and develop different morals and standards for humanity, those morals tend to change. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, we can see them as horrible people now, but back then, they were worshipped like gods, because that was how everybody believed.
stoning your wife back then
That was
being acceptable.
Yeah,
Stoning
yeah.
your wife right now, you're getting
that's horrible.
Like,
That's
right.
inhumane to do that. But back then, it was everyday life. It was how it is.
I think there's still a law in North Carolina that you can beat your wife on the steps of the courthouse on Sundays.
But yeah, it's between like certain hours.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
The book that I got from like book club back in like middle school is like the fucking nation's stupid.
I said we gotta go do it one day. We could sue the cops for false imprisonment if they arrested us unlawfully.
Yeah, one of the crazy ones here in Ohio is you can't buy cornflakes on Sunday because we used to have a corn shortage back in the day. Yeah, you're not allowed to buy cornflakes on Sundays. I mean, we can. It's not a rule that's followed or anything, but back in the day, you weren't allowed to.
But what would happen if somebody did want to abide by that law? Like, say there's a prick cop that don't like you and he sees you buy him and arrests you for that.
I think it wouldn't hold up in court.
But it's a law.
Is it, I mean, they could probably look at it and go, okay, that's ridiculous. Get the fuck out of here.
What about frosted flakes? Are we allowed to buy frosted flakes?
So while we're in the weird video, let's share Florida. In Florida, it is illegal to fish while driving across a bridge. Oh my God.
Who did it?
I thought the same, man. You have to have like a convertible on one of them long ass bridges, and someone just fucking cast like in the passenger seat.
Skyway.
It is also technically illegal to skateboard without a license, and women may be fined for falling asleep under a hairdryer, as can the salon owner. You're not allowed to break more than 3 dishes per day or chip the edges of more than 4 cups and or saucers.
Oh, then.
Just saying.
I'm going to jail. Fucking bust a whole rack of glass and
I wonder what the purpose for that one is.
In Destin, it's illegal to drive over graves in a cemetery.
That should be illegal anywhere.
Right, that's just rude.
Right.
I don't know. Like when they're on some of them tombs or coffins with the fucking little crane thing or fucking digging the hole with the little backhoe. Yeah. How'd you get over there? How'd you get to that spot? That happened.
Yeah, them dudes don't give a fuck. The ones who work in the cemetery, they don't give a shit.
It's actually my uncle and fucking cousins and shit work in a cemetery up there in Ohio.
I bet they ran over all my graves.
It's kind of better. Because then you know they're actually being looked over.
Which ones? What's where at up there? Up here.
He's near South Lebanon.
Oh, I said that's like Cincinnati area, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where my dude Jeremy lives. I don't talk to him too much, but he lives in northern Cincinnati area. Hamilton, I think. Thanks for that.
Yeah, that's where the fucking graveyard is, where they're all buried is in Hamilton.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's right there. I'm telling you, bro, you gotta do a Bigfoot one too.
Sasquatch.
Because it all goes in how you upload to, like in the description on YouTube, like you can list it as like Bigfoot encounters or Bigfoot sightings, and then people that search that shit is gonna come across that. You know what I mean? Or just
The hashtag.
the hashtags, the keywords. Yeah.
Fucking whatever.
Like
I did that for the UFOs. I figured I would have got a lot of hits on that. I didn't.
Yeah, UFOs are hard though, really, because like a lot of it's all everybody watches ancient aliens.
Right.
You know, I mean, you search anything UFO, extraterrestrial, anything, that's what's popping up on YouTube.
That or some Joe Rogan shit.
Yeah.
But he's got guys on there that have credentials, you know, like that Jeremy Corbell, Bob Lazar was on there, George Knapp, all those dudes.
We can get bubbles on your show.
One drawer. We'll get you like Bob Lazar, buddy. We'll make that happen.
I got a better shot getting Bob Ross than Bob Lazar. Maybe he'll tell me where he hit all those bodies.
The painting.
Yeah.
What about Jimmy Hoffa?
Oh man, Jimmy Hoffa. I feel bad for that guy, dude. They'll never find his body. They will never find that motherfucker.
Sort of like the fishes.
Who do you think played him better? You think Al Pacino played him better, or Jack Nicklaus? I think Jack Nicklaus played him better than Al Pacino did.
I've never seen the Al Pacino little Jack Nicklaus.
The Al Pacino one is oh shoot, what movie is that? The Irishman on Netflix. It's got Al Pacino.
I think I've seen parts of that one. I don't think I've seen the whole thing. Yeah. What you're talking about.
I've seen the one with Jack Nicholson like that bunch. Just because it's older though.
Yeah.
The Irishman's long, but it's got Al Pacino.
That's what Dad.
What's the Lincoln's name? Little dude. Joe Pesci, and then Robert De Niro. But yeah, I think yo, did you see his documentary?
No.
It's on Roku channel. It's not really a documentary, but
Right there. It's white and green.
Yeah.
Blue quiet. There's his face. Oh, it's disappearing.
What's that?
Roku screensaver.
I watched it. It was pretty funny. I couldn't believe the guy who played Weird Al was the dude who played Harry Potter. I was like, whoa.
That was really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I'd never even seen that.
No, I don't even want to see it. He got on my fucking nerves.
Dude.
Fucking, what was his damn name?
Cosby. Name that keeps.
Yeah, Harry Potter dude. No.
He plays the part pretty well.
Yes.
Daniel Radcliffe, yeah.
That was the whole side of the little cranny white baby that fucking got all the credit for all his friends' hard work.
That was Bill Gates, wasn't it? Getting credit for all your friends' work. Or actually, you muscled them all out.
Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, fucking goddamn Zuckerberg, they all did the same shit. Zuckerberg.
I thought he was a CIA agent. Is that shit true?
Probably Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
That's a scary suit.
You know, part of the laser
People, they killed him a long time ago. That's a skin suit.
Zuckerberg's a weak fucker. Watch, I'll be banned from Facebook tomorrow for no reason. He posted inappropriate content 10 years ago. And then they were on Facebook 10 years ago.
You know, after doing a few of these podcasts, I've come to the conclusion that there's a lot of conspiracy theories that I really just don't give a shit about.
Yeah.
Theories, like the JFK one. Like, I don't really care. Like, I think everyone and their mom knows that the CIA killed that dude. And, I mean, for what reason? Who cares? We killed him. So, like...
CIA... Well, see, the main one I always heard that stuck with me was how JFK, they wanted to do acts of terrorism on the homeland or whatever, basically 9/11. And he said no, like he didn't want to do that bill or whatever. And this is like whatever documents that you can look up. But that was like 2 weeks before his assassination. He said he would not do acts of terrorism on homeland.
Who was that is pregnant currently? That there is a thing going around about it being a Kennedy baby. And yeah. But then, like, they either come up missing or they had a miscarriage or something, but it's a Kennedy baby. Oh, it's a rumor mill Kennedy baby.
The fact that almost all the Kennedys are wiped off this planet makes you think, like, what you just said about the bill could only be part of it, because, like, his brother thought they were going to kill him. They killed Marilyn Monroe. They talked about, like, he was going to expose aliens. And then they also talk about, man, there was another theory also about why they did it.
In my opinion, I think the Clintons are like some of the fucking most powerfulest.
We're all like cheating motherfuckers and
upon politics or whatever, because they're Clintons, because their name is in fucking everything. Hey, you get into that fasting?
I've been thinking about it. I haven't.
Hey, so I've been thinking about doing like the fucking 48 or 72, like a 4.
Oh, you talking about full fasting?
Yeah, like nothing but liquid diet fasting.
Well, water. Most people just do water.
Well, yeah,
not sugar drinks anyway. But but there's also intermittent fasting where like you just like you won't eat for 6 hours and then you'll have a window you can eat whatever you want, and then you have another window like you can't eat past 7 o'clock. Then there's other fasting. It's like you can only eat when the sun's up.
But yeah, search Kevin Gates fasting. Like he's Muslim or whatever, but the type he talks about, like, is if you gotta fast, you're really fasting, because if you break that fast, you're eating when the sun's down or whatever, because that's not a true fast. You're breaking.
Don't eat for 18 hours.
Okay, so if he is Muslim, he's doing it for his religion, and they fast when the sun is up. You know what I mean? Like they don't eat when the sun's up, and when the sun goes down, they're allowed to eat, and then they go to bed and shit.
Yeah, but see, like with him, he's doing it outside of the Muslim type shit. He talks about decalcification of your pineal gland through your fast. He says he's went like days without any food. Like, you know, I mean, that's the
To me, that's a cleanse. That's not really a fast. That's a cleanse.
Yes, but it's fasting to cleanse. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's the type of ones I get into. But
Have you heard about the zombie cells? He fasted out of like your zombie cells, like eat themselves or something.
yeah. See that's what the cleanse, fast, whatever you want to call it. But that's what it is. It's like your body eats whatever is in it, and then it eats your fat, and then it starts to eat itself, where it eats all the unhealthy cells in your body.
That's kind of like keto. You're trying to put your body in ketosis, and then if you do that, you're depriving your body of nutrition and carbs, and then your body will start eating that shit out of your body, that negative excess stuff in your body, and then but it puts your body in that ketosis, and that's the fucking the diet Amanda's on. But I don't really like that diet. But that's my personal opinion. But in through fasting, your body will go into a ketosis state because then it's burning and eating itself.
And then there's a state after that. I can't remember what it's called, but that's the one where, like, it's the decalcification of your pineal gland, or whatever. Where like shit just seems realer, like you're more in tune, I guess, energy wise, spiritual wise, however you want to say it. Like those are the ones I watch. Like, I get into watching and listening about them.
Yeah, I've seen them. They got apps for them too, man. They got apps that will tell you when you can eat, when you can't eat, shit like that. Like again, depends on. There's so many different kinds of fasting, so it just depends on what you're trying to do, I guess, or what. Like I know people who fast because they're praying. Like they'll pray and go, "All right, I'm going to give up." Kind of like Lent, I'm going to give up food for so long, and during that time, I'm going to pray for what I want, and I'm sacrificing for something. And then they'll do it for 2 or 3 days fasting, and during that time, they're praying for whatever it is that they want to happen, healing, whatever, and then it's over. Like there's so many different kinds of fast. It just depends on what I guess you're trying to do to your body, and what you want to get out of it.
Have you seen where the fucking monks fast themselves into fucking mummification?
Yeah.
In Tibet and shit?
Yeah.
The only thing they eat for like 3 months is fucking tree bark.
Tree bark and sap and whatever else, yeah.
There's gonna be some bony
pine needles.
Fucking pine needles. It's like fucking basically turns their insides into their own and bodily fluid.
They mummify themselves, and if you reach the mummification stage, you're at true enlightenment. You
reach nirvana.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yeah, that's their goal. If not, you get reincarnated, and they say try again.
But yeah, that's how you do it. You eat pine needles and tree bark for so many months or whatever it is.
Man, I need to figure out. I need to figure out what religion that is. I don't think anyone would talk, but that'd be like one that I would definitely do for reincarnation, like the Tibetan monks or whatever. Like I don't think it's Hinduism, but like there's Buddhism and Hinduism.
Hinduism, Tibetan monks practices Hinduism.
Yeah, I gotta make some phone calls. I know there's three Muslim or Islam mosques out here. I gotta get a hold of one to see if I can talk to one of their leaders, imams, or whatever they call them.
Oh, I would research what their names are and all that, and then go there. That way they don't feel offended or something. Yeah. So,
yeah. Big 6'3" white guy come here. I learned about your religion. Yeah, you
go in knowing what their preacher pastor, or it's called. Let's set up. Hey, I speak to the guy dogs.
Right.
preacher and pastor and Baptist, the fucking maker. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, that's something I don't understand about Christians. That there's so many different types of Christians, like Protestant, Methodist, Pentecostal, but they all fall under that Christian umbrella. But they're all different religions. I don't understand. I don't get that.
Which is all under the Catholic one.
Right. They're branched. Basically, all of them had branched off from Catholicism. Yeah.
The thoughtless of it, really. I mean, one will allow, like he said, the fucking heat that allowed for divorce in his religion is all, you know, and same shit. Like divorce is fucking shunned upon innocent, and fucking how dare you, like Apple, and that was it. Fucking
Yeah.
they'll still trying to follow the basic and fucking bullshit. They'll kill, they'll still, they'll fucking be treated as you want to be treated, as you want to be.
But it's not even just that. It's like, okay, you created me. You made me suck at math. You know what I'm saying? Like all those things. But then all of a sudden, like I'm.
No, he gave you the free will.
Oh yeah, the free will
And just something about it because.
But he also said I had to have faith. Hey, what's up, Chrissy?
Hey, what up, I did.
Motherfucker. Where'd you come from?
I just got here.
Welcome. Have you ever passed out? Not like from being drunk or like fainted. Have you ever fainted?
That's one. Yeah.
I fainted one time. I was standing up and my neighbor Mark taught me. But I don't remember anything beforehand, and obviously I remember waking up, but dude, it was the most peaceful experience I had ever had. And I was like, I wonder if that is what death is like. You know what I mean? Like there's just nothingness.
Yeah. Oh no. Like I said, I feel there's something more. Especially if you do psychedelics, you definitely feel there's something.
Yeah, so I've never done, well, I can't say I've never done. I did shrooms way back in the day, but like I wouldn't have considered that my experience in that was not a spiritual one.
It's because you were in a different mindset then.
Okay, well, what if I'm in that mindset when I die?
No, I'm saying like from now, if you do eat shrooms now, I feel you would experience it and interpret it in different ways than you would when you was looking and just get fucked up off of them.
It's like
Basically using them for an intended purpose instead of as a drug.
Smothered by
Yeah.
DMT, so
That's what I'm saying. Like, eat that DMT shit. That is, yeah, that's crazy to watch you and then to be able to fucking lay in my bed, but truly be somewhere else. It is fucking insane. Like, insane.
So we're talking about spiritualism. So obviously when you die, you're going to go somewhere else. Where do you think that would like tie into like panspermia? You know what panspermia is?
No.
All right. So say we were on Mars, right? Say we lived on Mars. Our planet is dying. Panspermia would be like they put bacteria on asteroids, shot them out, they landed on Earth. Our bacteria then grows, and then we turn into monkeys, eat mushrooms. So basically our life evolves out of bacteria or something that was sent from a different planet.
well, who's to say that's not how we got here? Yeah.
No, I'm not saying it. I don't know, but you know, that could have been the Big Bang. The Big Bang could have been us.
Water on Earth came from comets and asteroids anyhow, so why the bacteria that traveled in?
well, okay, are you guys specifically like scientific, or are you looking at spiritualistic as well?
But either way, there's no right or wrong answer when you look at that because nobody fucking knows.
There's a huge community of spiritualistic people that follow kind of like more like witchcraft, so to speak. Not really witchcraft, but like,
Kickin.
yeah, along with it. So the whole theory behind that, like when you die, is what happens. You're reborn. And that you're reborn into essentially the same circle of people that you already know. Like, say I die tomorrow. and then later, like, I would regenerate, and I could end up being like the Richie's best friend's wife, or like you're not necessarily always reborn in the same person or the same lifestyle, but you're reborn in the same circle of people that are extremely close to you.
I don't think that that's possible, Megan. I don't think it's possible. You just said reborn as Richie's friend's wife, but Richie is going to be look how old Richie would be when by the time you're being.
No, she's saying my Richie, my spirit, I reborn. Like she dies, and then when I die and I'm reborn, our two spirits reconnect in that circle.
And so whether we're brothers, sisters,
Like me and you. If I die tomorrow, and then you die 60 years later, our next rebirth will be friends, brothers, or something like that.
I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, like that's a hole. That's a deep hole. That's a whole other box.
you also have to think about that there's other, what is it called? Catholic bubbles, realms. Yes. So you've got other dimensions of the realms. Things like that.
Which is what we were talking about the other day about sleeping.
As it's just passing over to the. That's what ghosts are. They're just fucking energy trapped in the fixed dimension.
You think of all the AI shit that's coming out, like the artificial intelligence.
I mean, it's always kind of in there. In a way. But now it's more like, I don't know, like, you know, the shit, where like you, where it'll make a song for you or whatever. I mean, that's basically just fucking algorithm shit or whatever, you know what I mean? It's always been there, you know what I mean? But now it's just kind of like, you know, it's in like an app form or something, you know?
Did you see that robot that was doing manual labor and then killed itself in 15 minutes?
Yeah, Richie's showing that shit. Fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah, he said, fuck this, I'm out. Jesus. How'd that make you feel as a human?
It really thought that shit? Or was that just like a fucking thing where the guy just fucking killed it?
No, it did that itself. It shut itself off.
It shut itself off. It fuck yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, I mean,
Wow, dude.
in my episode 8, the last one I just did, there's a guy on there, and what's his name? Anyway, he said an alien visited him in 1998 in an upstate hotel, and they like the whole conversation was about artificial intelligence and the dangers that come with it. And this was in '98. I thought that was pretty wild. I don't know if I believe that dude's story. Like, you have to go back and listen. I try to get Richie to listen to it because he keeps getting on me about putting background music in, and that was the only episode I had background music in, and I can't get feedback from him, and he's a dick. But no, seriously, though, like, there's so many different UFO abduction stories, and it's like, I don't know if I believe some of them. Some of them seem plausible. Some of them, it's like, man, that's a fucking stretch, dude.
I mean, look at the ones that have multiple ones, and they talk about similar shit, you know?
Right.
You know, not all of them can't be fucking telling each other, you know, not like, you know, their experience, and then just like, you know, people just saying the same shit, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
I got 2 hours worth of content on here. I gotta.
Yes, dude. Fuck yeah, dude.
I might have to figure it out. Tomorrow's gonna be an interesting day for me.
Yeah, man. I guess the AI shit keeps on going the way it is. Fucking, it will fucking take over, dude. Yeah, fucking. You think it'll totally take over, or you think we'll still have a little tether to to it, you know, so where we can still kind of control it.
Nah, I think if the AI, whatever it is, if they really wanted to, they could self-sustain. They wouldn't need us.
They would need us.
No, I don't
They would figure it out.
I'm not saying they would try to terminate us, but at some point, like, they would probably be like, "No, we don't need humans." I don't think that there would be any hope because they would be able to figure out a way to block us from accessing their mainframes or their brain activities.
You think this shit would evolve to like Blade Runner shit?
I
Like they're like
really-
the replicas. They think that they're real people and shit.
Hey, maybe.
You know?
Or maybe they don't know that they're real people, but maybe they definitely know that they're superior to us.
Yeah, they got something over us.
I mean, if you look at a lot of those movies that they come out with about AI, 90% of it isn't like they want to hurt us, but to achieve the goal that they wanted to in their brain or their mainframe, like world peace or any kind of non-violent universe, a way to achieve that would be to wipe out humans. So it's not necessarily like they would want to wipe us out, but they would like to achieve their goal. We would be in their way, and they'd be like, "You got to go."
It's just like the like a thing that's in their head. They don't know that it's like a bad thing.
Right.
That's what they have to do.
Right. Yeah. To get to their objective, they've got to do these things, and if that means wiping us out, cutting us off from having access to their mainframes, their brain, their computers, then they would do it just to achieve that objective. Like, oh, these dudes are self-destructive type of beings. We need to get rid of them so that we have a world peace.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that makes sense, And that's pretty fucking freaky.
I saw a thing the other day. It was like, too young to see the beginning. We're too old to see the end, but we just get to see the chaos in the middle. Like basically the fall of society. We're going to witness the fall of society, but we won't be alive to see us like overcome it or get off this planet.
Yeah, just to fucking pretty much fucking
Yeah.
That shit's gonna happen and that's about it.
Right.
I knew about it.
When you think about it, like I'm 38, right? When they say, your life's half over, they all think 50. Well, how many people live to fucking 100?
Yeah.
Like my life was earlier.
Right now, dude.
Yeah, my life was already half over.
More than halfway through life. Average fucking male is like 74 years old.
Right.
I think something like 74 or 72, something like that.
Yeah, and my family is
Halfway through life right now, dude.
60. My family's like 60. So I'm 3/4.
It all depends on lifestyle, fucking hereditary, fuck it.
Yeah.
Food we eat now. Function versus the food they ate in.
Oh yeah.
The medical knowledge now versus then. But because back then you were an old man, 45.
Yeah, no, it is weird though, man. Like you go back to fucking the death shit. Like sometimes I think fuck it, dude. It's fucking black screen. And other times I do think about like man, there is something. Then you gotta think about what about everybody else that fucking believes it fucking like that.
Incarnation of that will fix the light. That's like getting back through the womb again. Yeah, like being reborn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like if you were a tree or an animal or a dog, a rat, animals in the wild, horses, like do those count as in reincarnation?
It would have to. It would have to. It's for care. You can't. Because that was a bad. You can't just say I was just for people. Just for humans.
Yeah, that's like
The
saying
only way to make it fair for the whole Like they're like doing the Indians that work at cows as being reincarnated souls and shit or something.
It's like saying, yeah, it's like saying you believe in the Bible, but you don't believe in ghosts. I mean, you can't hold one to a different standard than the other. They're the same.
You can't believe
Can you elaborate on that a little bit, Richie? If you don't believe in the Bible, then you don't believe in ghosts. So what's the correlation of the two there?
No, like saying like how, like Chris was saying, like all life form, make it wait, you gotta make it fair. Everything is living, so therefore you have to treat it all the same.
you happen to turn into human or whatever, you turn into something else,
Yeah, it's like you got people that'll say, "Oh, I don't believe in ghosts and hauntings and this and that," but they're religious people. So it's like, how can you say you can't have spirits that haunt when you talk about spirits in your Bible? You have to treat it evenly. You have to say, if I believe in this and that, yeah, I gotta believe in that. Gotta treat it fairly to any aspect.
I don't believe in ghosts, but I believe Jesus rose from the dead.
Yeah.
Man, I just saw a video where they were saying his incarnation was closer to like his death was closer to April 1st and 3rd.
Yeah. They said they moved it for
The pagan shit.
the winter solstice of the pagan holiday.
And for no doubt, I mean, no doubt there probably was someone Jesus back then. You know what I mean? Fucking did this thing or whatever.
But there wasn't.
Fucking
What was his name? Yes, there was.
Yes, you would.
was, I'm sure there was a physical.
There was a person.
Yeah, I truly believe there was a person. Too much. There's too much.
Was he the son of God or a fucking snake oil salesman? Who knows?
Not
The snake oil salesman, that was ahead of his time.
It's sad. I mean, look at fucking stories like even Pluto put out. It's like, what is it true or not? I don't fucking know. Nobody knows. Atlantis.
Atlantis was real.
Yeah, that Eye of the Sahara. I think that's where Atlantis is. There's a lot of compelling evidence that supports that.
Lord of the Rings movie or something, we think everything of that kind of shit, like fucking when you look at the old fucking stories like that shit, and that is like a fucking movie or something, or a fucking like you know what I mean, like not a real thing.
Well, look at a lot. Fucking like they did a lot of great fucking
journey.
I never watched Lord of the Rings, so I mean, y'all can clown me for that. That shit was too long. I'm out. I'm good.
I don't blame the guy that's singing all the fucking fell asleep every time I fucking start.
I mean, it's good and shit, but yeah, it's long enough.
I haven't seen any of them. I don't think I have. I've seen a couple Harry Potters. I think.
I never even watched Harry Potter's.
I didn't do that shit.
I didn't watch them. That was more like it's one why they watched them. But I don't know. It was too Disney for me.
I'm trying to think of the last movie I watched was From Paris with Love. It's John Travolta as a agent. It's pretty good.
That's a good one.
Yeah, he's goofy, man.
I just watched somebody that fucking, I think it's like Amazon movie. What was it called? Battle Hard. It's just hard.
Oh yeah.
And you talking about that movie we watched with the AI shit? You know, see that? Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, you gotta watch.
Yeah, it's kind of like what you're talking about a little bit. You know, that movie.
What's the movie called?
Extinction. I think that's what it is.
The only AI movie I've seen is like iRobot, and then like there was the actual movie called AI, and that movie was.
You gotta watch this one.
Yeah, this one's good. You know, I don't really watch movies, dude. And yeah, like, this one's like kind of like, what would you say? It's like not like a major movie. Just
Yeah, it's like a B list.
yeah, but dude, it's like fucking good, dude. It's like it's not cheesy. It's good.
It is.
Oh, like it really is.
I want to see the new Russell Crowe one where he's an exorcist. Like it's supposed to be based on some like
Really good.
The priest or whatever. And we think about that shit, you little fucking that exorcist shit. think that shit's like real,
Yeah, because I think it's proven through the church.
or you think it's like almost like a propaganda thing, like, oh, well, I'm coming to the church, you know?
No, I think that the people who are infected or that have a demon in them are the ones who reach out to the church for them to come to them.
Forget that 360.
So I don't know, man, because like the documentary, obviously, like the Vatican is corrupt as fuck. I don't.
You want videos, man? That shit looks real as fuck, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
No, I believe that those exorcists happen. Like I said, they're documented. They keep them on file, and it's not like the church is going out looking for them, but like they're reaching out to churches, like, hey, we need help. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like these people need an exorcist or whatever. So they send out experts to do that. But then again, you look at
Yeah, your preacher down the street ain't gonna fucking rent the Catholic church, isn't gonna call for an exorcism.
right.
He's gonna call like the fucking Vatican and be like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Let me ask this. Someone has a demon in them or whatever, right?
Right.
Is that what did you say? That's like someone else's soul trying to take over your shit, like going back to reincarnation shit in a way.
See, I don't know if it's somebody else's soul. Like, that's a good question, because, like, it could be someone else's soul trying to fucking come back on through the other side. But then again, it could be a demon.
Yeah, it could be an entity, like, you know,
Well, there is a theory that most or definitely all demons are fucking just tortured souls of hell that have been twisted. That is a demon.
Yeah. But how would they have escaped if they didn't have some kind of, I guess,
I mean, there's so many supernatural fucking like shows and theories that are like portal, that clean purgatory, heaven, and Lord, you love it.
yeah, you can't have an explanation for the unknown.
Oh, G-Love, there's this one show a long time ago on Netflix. It's like fucking like 50, 10, 12, whatever years ago, 50 years ago. It's called like Dead Like Me. It's kind of a little corny, but I like the story, like the actual premise of the whole show. This girl, she's like fucking like 15 or some shit like that, right? She's like walking in down the street. The toilet from a airplane comes down, like fucking kills her, right? She doesn't know she's dead. So it's all there's this like group of people, and they basically like, sorry, T Love, like you're dead. All of a sudden you see me like walking down the road, and like, but the people that are alive can't see me, or you know what I mean?
right.
You know, they can't see you and shit like that. But like it's like doesn't realize she's dead, and they're like kind of like, you know, teaching her, hey, this is what happens, this is what happened, blah blah blah. And like they have to bring the dead people like into the light or some shit like that, like they're finally like in a peace or some shit. So it's like in like a story, like a bad situation happens, right? And like the girl and like the two main people, they're like Grim Reapers. That's what they are. They're Grim Reapers. And there's these death gargoyle things that are around, but they can always see them when something bad happens, so they know when somebody's about to die. And like there's one where the piano's coming down the building, like falling down this or whatever, and it crushes the guy. But so right before they die, the Grim Reapers have to touch that person that's about to die. When they do that, like they don't realize it. They take their soul. They take the soul out of the person's body. They don't feel like, I guess, no pain, and they don't realize like, you know, they died or something. You know what I mean? And then after this shit happens, like, hey, like you're like dead and shit now. I'm like, whatever, fuck, it's weird. It's kind of a cool, like the premise of it's kind of cool. Like, I don't know, it's like weird. It's like there's these like death gargoyle things, and when someone's about to die, like the Grim Reapers can see them, and like it's weird. Like, yeah, that's kind of cool.
I guess my point I want to go back to is if you're in hell and you're a tortured soul, and I know like Richie says like nobody knows, so how do we know? I've never heard of a story where you go to hell and they're like, oh, he escaped from hell and got to come out and torture people or try to possess people. Like you were already like a demon or a, I don't know, right hand man of the devil.
I mean, what if you're released?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you do enough things down there. Like okay, you know, like you can go back up here to try to whatever. Like that's crazy. And then back to what you're talking about, Chris, is like basically when death is near you, they can see you then, and then they got to grab you and take you down to hell before like you can escape it. Is that what I'm getting?
Well, it's not like a hell or heaven thing. Like it's like
Right, not a hell or a heaven, but like death. Like death is following you. You're about to die. They see that you're about to die, so then
they grab you
right
at that moment and like take your soul or some shit or whatever.
What if they didn't? Like what if they missed or didn't grab you? I'm sure they're expert soul snatchers.
I can't remember. Maybe you don't go into the other fucking. That's onto the other fucking shit. Or you know the next fucking.
What was it called?
Dead Like Me.
Dead Like Me on Netflix. Okay.
My son, that's go more. You know, like YouTube it or something. Just like how to see a main basis of it.
Yeah, they took.
It's kind of interesting or whatever.
Yeah, I bet it's on YouTube. Like they took the Bob Lazar down on Netflix, which I thought was dumb, and that George Knapp who helped him do the Bob Lazar did the Skinwalker Ranch one, and it's up. So I don't understand, but I bet it's on YouTube though. I'll have to check that out.
I don't necessarily know if I totally believe it's hell.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. It's like the worst of the worst. It's like we view hell as a fire burning. That's a painful way to die. Yeah.
What if it's not even a physical or a mental pain, and you just have to live through your regrets for the rest of your life? Everything that you did in your life that you regret or feel embarrassed or anything that had happened in your life, and you're like, fuck, and you have to relive that.
That's where I come in with the ghost thing when everybody's like, I have a haunting. And I do like it's purgatory. Right here and now it's purgatory if you're in ghost. You die tomorrow and say you were the fucking shittiest person and you're trapped. And you have to relive everything over and over and over. But then people say, oh, I'm haunted. Because then you've got this trapped fucking soul reliving shit, but there's a little bit of a mix in there. Shit starts to look different. You fucking freak the fuck out and like flip a chair or open a cabinet or whatever. Like, what if that's what it is? When you see a ghost, when you think you see a ghost, they're just like a soul trap because they were destined to be in purgatory. And they're reliving that every fucking day.
I've seen stories where like Megan's talking about a purgatory, and you have to make deals with whoever you're at up, like say you're alien, whoever, gods. You have to make a deal with them for your purpose, and then they send you to Earth. You don't remember what it is, but you have to figure it out and complete your life's mission. And then when you go back, like they basically torture you, or like no one likes to be where they're at. So they're always trying to fight to go back to like an Earth type of environment. And you have to make deals with these godlike entities to complete tasks for them. And if you fail at your task, you get fucked up wherever you go. And then when you come back, if you do complete the task, then you get to, I don't know if they like rank you differently. I don't know that aspect of it. I just remember them saying like you have to fight your way or negotiate your way back to Earth, complete these tasks, but you don't remember what these tasks are because when you come back, you're obviously fucking a baby.
Right. So you get like a chance to like do it different.
Over.
And choose right versus the wrong you chose the first time around.
That one curly-haired Jewish guy, he does a lot of fucking movies. He was in whatever, it don't fucking matter. But that was famous.
He a Jew?
No, our guy is Jewish. What are you talking about?
40. He was the dad. And this is 40 that had the twins. That guy, Caterpillar, bro. Yeah. He died. And that was the premise of the movie. Was basically you go into what they call a purgatory, which was basically like a club resort, and fucking you went into a trial and where they judged your life, kind of like how the Egyptian god fucking Ra or whoever the fuck it was did, and they weighed your good versus bad, your fears versus your fucking actions and shit like that, and then fucking judge you from that, and they defend her. You know, they would move you on to heaven from there, or send you back to Earth to fucking redo your life and see if you can live a better life or be a better person or whatever. I can't remember the name of it. It was like a rom-com kind of deal from the 90s. But yeah, that was the premise of that.
Shit, half of Hollywood are all Jews.
After the fucking world leaders are Jews.
Yeah.
Earth has to wage your soul for good or evil or fucking right or wrong. Those are the ones that can burn the gates that fucking. But what if that's all ploy just to get us to abide by some set of standards? And when we do die, like I said, it's on energy and we just become one with the universe. You just.
I feel like you're stuck in purgatory because either you chose mentally to be there or you fucked up royally. Otherwise, I feel like
souls being stuck. So what kind of
Actually, like, why would God want? Why would God want? Like, I'm not saying what he would want, but like, all right, with all the God stuff and whatever.
Osiris
Well, why would
was the god?
you know, bad shit happens.
So the god.
Say bad shit happens to you and whatever. Why would God want that then?
Well, God's not. Listen, I'm not super with it. Like I've been dipped. I've been baptized. I followed it a lot. God doesn't always control everything, though. You have to look like God. Just because God allows things to happen doesn't mean that He wants it to happen. You have to understand, like, there are other evil entities in the world that want bad things to happen for you. And if you're on the right path, if you're on the righteous path, it doesn't have to be the path of God or Jesus, whatever path it is. There's always cancers out there that are going to try to fuck you up no matter what. You know, it could be, haters, people that you think are your friends that just want to see you fail. I don't think that a God or gods want to see bad things happen to us, but it doesn't mean that they're the only things out there that could create harm to you. So, like, yeah, maybe they don't protect you because they're sitting on their hands, but I mean, that's a tough question. But, just because, like look at the story of Job. Like, God allowed the devil to tempt Job, took everything from him because he knew his faith was strong. Just because God either allows it or sees it happening doesn't mean he is the one in control of doing it. If that makes any sense. Now, because like that always falls back to, why does God allow good things to happen to bad people, or bad things happen to good people? Excuse me. Why does God allow bad things to happen to good people? Well, He doesn't.
That's about like faith over faith.
All right, that makes sense then.
God's not the only one that has cards on the table. You know what I'm saying? So He's not the only one playing the game. I'll try, dude. Me and everyone at that table. We all have had fucked up things happen to us in life, and to blame God, I used to blame God for a lot of things, man. And I had to slowly learn, like, it's not God. It could be me. It could be my self-destructive patterns, the things that I think of, or the devil knows my vices. Greed, lust, envy, anything that they can use against you doesn't mean that it's coming from God, or gods. Like, I know that they say that there's only one God, but it also depends on your religion too.
You're saying, in a way, you got your own brain, you have your own control, pretty much.
But you control your own shit, but it doesn't mean you're gonna walk out in front of the street and someone else hits you. That's their fucking problem. But it's your problem because you got hit. But
yeah,
you didn't see him coming. Yeah, I don't know, man. I struggle with that too. But and then on the reverse side of that, if you're a fucked up human being who rapes, murder, you repent, and then all of a sudden you get in heaven, how the fuck do you get a free pass? If I killed and raped your whole family, and left you alive as a 10-year-old. And then all of a sudden, you know, you die and you're walking in with Jesus and he's like, oh, hey, by the way, there's the guy who murdered your family. He repented. He's cool now. It's like, nah, that don't make no sense to me neither. Like, you should still be held accountable for your actions, regardless of what the situation is. Like, yeah, like I've fucked up a lot of my life, like any of y'all have. Like I said, I've repented. I've been dipped, or I've been baptized, and I'm still not a perfect human being. Nobody.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
And then what's your interpretation of evil? You know?
You forgive everybody?
Yeah.
Do I forgive everybody? Oh, no, sir. I'm a grudge holding motherfucker, and I keep that shit low.
So T-Love doesn't forgive anyone. Fuck you. Fuck you.
I just forget. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just cut you out. Like, I just won't ever talk to you again. That's a problem I have, man. Like, I hold grudges, and it sucks. There's a lot of situations where I'd like to see a lot of people hang, and that's all mental. It's not like I'm gonna go out and put nooses around their neck or, you know, put rounds down range, but at the same time, like, I wouldn't fuck with those people again, ever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Forgive and forget.
Yeah. It's like you never forget when you don't forget.
I feel like you can. I feel like you can forgive, but not forget. But I do not know.
Something happens, you're gonna fucking bring up that thing that you fucking, you know, forgot.
Yeah, can you honestly let it go? I mean, it also depends on what it is. Did someone just take $5 from you, or did someone rob your house? You know what I mean? Like, there's...
You're gonna bring it up again.
But there's
Off enough, it's gonna come up.
I have a hard time with forgiving. So therefore, I can't forgive it. So it's like, there are many things I have forgiven. But, you know, you don't never forget.
And the best karma is that instant one, like that instant coffee shit. Hey, with that, man, I'm gonna call this episode to a close. Like to thank all the homies from Florida hanging out with me, Richie, Wooby, Chris, and Megan. But I got a couple more episodes, at least one more episode. I'm gonna film with my older brother, and then probably call it for the season. That'll be 10 episodes. But again, just thanks for listening to me, and hopefully next season I can come around a little stronger once I start learning how to record and edit and then put some video to it as well. So hopefully some better things to come next season. Hopefully that will be in. And with that, just remember, you'll find that lucky where hard work meets opportunity. Stay blessed, everybody.